I think that she's gonna bark because there's somebody outside. All right, so we're back on the mat. Let's do some Pilates. I left my water over there. So if she starts barking, I'm gonna stop and I'm gonna get my water. We're gonna lay it all the way down onto our mats, and we're gonna find our neutral spine and bring our legs to tabletop. Make sure that your shoulder blades are flat on the mat. We can have hands down by the sides. I like palms up toward the ceiling because it helps me align my shoulder blades and widen through my collarbones. Then we're gonna squeeze our legs together. We're gonna flex the feet, keeping the 90 degree at the knee. We're gonna lower femur in the hip socket to tap the heels to the floor and then lift it back up. And we're gonna do it trying not to lift the shoulder blades or the rib cage, and bring it back up and maintaining neutral spine. So inhale to tap and exhale to lift. I've been so lazy lately, I haven't done anything, so this is so hard. And exhale, lift. Trying to keep the belly button pulled in. And exhale, lift. But I have been drinking my water. Inhale to lower. Exhale to lift. One more. Inhale to lower. And exhale to lift. Inhale the arms up to the ceiling. Exhale, tuck the chin into the chest, curl up, gaze toward those thighs. So I've had a lot of people lately, anytime we're curled up, a lot of neck tension using those mastoid muscles instead of our core muscles. So we really want to try to make sure that our head is finding a spot balanced on top of our sternum, practically. That's what we're aiming for. So it's more into our core. And then when we lay down, don't send the head first. Come down with the shoulders, keep the chin into the chest, then lay the head down. Exhale, chin into the chest to come up. Reverse to bring it down so that we're not using those mastoids. Exhale, curl up. Unless you just really want to build a bigger neck, and then go for it. Lower down. That's what I always tell people. If you want a big neck, use those mastoid muscles. And lower. One more. Exhale, press. We're moving into the hundreds. Send the legs long. You can go heels together, toes apart. Nice and quick. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3. Engage your triceps. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Having a conversation about breath with someone recently, and just a reminder that your breath does not have to be audible. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can always bend into tabletop if you need. Last set, inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bend it in and relax. Oh my goodness. I've been so lazy. I gotta do more cardio. Hundreds are what I consider cardio. All right, let's do a few bridges. So feet are sits bone distance apart, a little closer to your sits bones than you would usually place them. Hands down by the sides, neutral spine. Inhale. Exhale, scoop the abdominals, tilt the pelvis, squeeze the glutes, and start to roll it up. Ooh, I got like a quad stretch there coming up, and you want that. You want to tilt the pelvis and lengthen through the front of the hips and the quads. Inhale at the top. Exhale and lower down. Yeah, so the breath, it's your breath. We want to inhale through the nose and exhale out the mouth. And Joseph Pilates believed in the pursed lip breathing, which is actually extremely good for you in building up your lung capacity with patients that have COPD. That is a technique of breathing that helps them build and keep their lungs. You'll never build back, but keep their lungs strong. Inhale. Exhale. And pursed lip breathing does have a sound, but your breathing is your breathing. Inhale. It could be silent. All right? Same intention. The goal is to expel all of the air from your lungs. For me, I have a tendency to hold my breath. If you are someone who has a tendency to hold your breath, I highly recommend making the audible sound because it helps remind me that I need to breathe and I am breathing. Inhale. Exhale, roll up. Hi, Sylvie. Are you blocking my camera? I know I saw you shake it. Inhale. And exhale, roll down. So one of my favorites, but I think a lot of people just hate it because it's so tiny. We're going to bring our legs up to tabletop and squeeze them together again. We are in a neutral spine. Our knees are going to think about pressing up toward the ceiling as we tilt our pelvis. Push your lumbar spine to the mat and your pubic bone up toward the ceiling. You can have your hands down by your sides, but I don't want you to use just your triceps to press into the mat here. I want you to think about using your core. So I like to bring my arms to either cactus or genie. And we go tilt the pelvis, press the knees toward the ceiling, and then bring it back into center. So it's very small. Press and tilt, and inhale center. Working those lower abdominals. Don't forget to squeeze your glutes. Press and tilt, and center. Yes, Sylvia, why do you have to get in front of me? Press and tilt, and center. Once again, breathing. And center. If you find you're still holding tension in your shoulders and your necks, try that cactus arm or arms straight up overhead. See if that helps you. One more. And center and relax for a moment. All right, let's move on to our roll-ups. I just recently posted on Instagram about roll-ups. I think that everyone should be using roll-ups as a good indicator of where your body is each day. Because sometimes we're tighter, sometimes we're weaker in our core, sometimes, we just feel absolutely fantastic and we can do a roll-up perfectly. I think it is such a great test for where we are each day. Stop. Go get your ball. Go get your ball. Inhale the arms to the ceiling, heels pressed into the mat, shoulder distance apart. Exhale, chin into the chest, scoop the abdominals, tilt the pelvis, roll it up, vertebrae by vertebrae. Keep the C curve. Make sure that your chin stays tucked into your chest and dive the crown of your head towards your knees. A lot of times here what I get is people reach their nose to the floor. I want crown of the head. And then stack the spine nice and tall. If these are feeling great today, bring your biceps by your ears. Inhale. Exhale. Scoop your abdominals. Tilt your pelvis and slowly articulate it back down. Don't let the biceps leave the ears. Keep them glued there. Keep your heels on the mat, articulating down. Inhale, arms to the ceiling. Exhale, chin into the chest, scoop the abdominals. You can always take a bend to the knees. You can always grab behind the thighs. Roll it up. Remember, it's not the nose, it's the crown of the head. Pulling your belly button like someone wrapped their hands around your stomach and are pulling it back to the wall behind you. And then stack the spine nice and tall. Inhale. If you want to bring biceps by the ears, you can. Exhale, tilt the pelvis and articulate it down vertebrae by vertebrae. Whew. My shaggy dog is getting a haircut tomorrow. Inhale, her first haircut. Exhale, chin to chest, not by me. Tilt the pelvis, roll it up, vertebrae by vertebrae. Crown of the head, not the nose. Dive it down and stack it nice and tall. That gives you just such a deeper stretch on the back fascia. It's crazy. Inhale. Exhale, scoop the abdominals. If you have biceps by the ears, keep biceps by the ears. If you are keeping shoulder height, keep shoulder height. Just keep scooping your abdominals all the way down. Let's do one more. Inhale. Exhale, chin to chest. Scoop the abdominals. Tilt the pelvis. Roll it up. Dive, crown of the head. Stack it nice and tall and relax. You are such a crazy dog. She's been doing nothing all morning, like sleeping. And of course, now she decides she wants to play with me. Okay, so we're gonna do a little twist today. We're gonna keep our feet a little wider than our shoulders. And we're gonna have our hands, I like to do fingertips to the shoulders. Traditionally, this would be done with long arms, but what I find is that people start moving that humerus in their shoulder socket, and they're not moving from their waist. So I find if we really put fingertips on the shoulders, that smaller length from the tip of our elbow to our shoulder really helps us initiate from the core. So That was a lot of words. Fingertips to the shoulders. Sit up nice and tall. If you need to place something underneath yourself to help you sit up tall so that we're not rounded, then you can get a block, a pillow, whatever you need. You can also keep your knees slightly bent. And then we're going to go inhale and twist. Sits bones are staying planted. We're twisting from the waist. And exhale, come back into the center. Inhale, twist the other way. And exhale, center. Get taller through the crown of the head, not your shoulders. Inhale, twist. Correction for myself. Exhale, center. Inhale, twist like you're wringing out your waist. Exhale, center, like an old school mop, you know? Inhale, twist. Exhale, center. Last one, inhale, twist. And exhale, center. Ooh, all right. That feels good. I mean, it feels like if I could go another inch, my whole back would just go, and it would feel fantastic. And I love when people's backs pop in class, because I'm like, free chiropractor visit. You're welcome. Just through Pilates. All right. Let's do a few clams. We're going to do our internal rotation today as well. So laying it down on our side, knees together, feet up in the air. You can prop your head into your hands, and we're just going open and close. And I watched a really funny video on Instagram today. The girl was like, all dancers in workout classes, and they were like, is it flexed? Is it pointed? Like, what am I supposed to do here? I like to point here, and I like to keep the toes together. But in doing that, I like to also think about the ankle staying in alignment, because a lot of people keep toes together and they'll start to sickle. And now I can't open my hip that much more because of where my feet are touching. But if I keep them all the way pointed long with the ankle, then I can move through a full rotation in my hip. Maybe that helps some people. But if you can't find that long ankle position, do heels. It is a perfect way of doing it also. Whatever works for you. But the girl was doing those like second plies like you will do in a bar class, and they were doing little releves, and she was like, wait, why is nobody else's releve as high as mine? Like, maybe I'm supposed to be down here. Been there. Taken those classes and been like, wait, am I only just supposed to like lift the heels, or am I supposed to like go all the way up? Like, totally different muscle engagement too, so it makes a difference. Okay, open, send it long. I have a lot to say today. Tap the toe in front of your belly button, lift it back up toward the ceiling. And tap and lift. And tap and lift. Tap and lift. Tap and lift. Tap and lift. Two more. Tap. This foot is just hanging out. It's staying there. Last one and lift. Toes together. Knees together. Here's how I like to find internal rotation. Wherever this top foot is, leave it there. Drop the bottom foot down. Flex the foot. Now, some people have way more internal rotation than this. I struggle with it. But try and make sure that you didn't rotate your hip forward. You truly just keep your femur rotated. Then we go press the heel to the ceiling, tap it down. The goal is not to send the leg straight. The goal is to keep the leg in this internal rotation the entire time. Press the ceiling straight up, tap the knee down. I already got a cramp right here. So hard. So we have our deep six rotator muscles, and I think it's insane that 5 of them work to externally rotate the leg, and only 1 works to internally rotate the leg. Like, that seems nuts to me, because a lot of people have like a lot of internal rotation. That one muscle must be very strong. Press and tap, but it's important to work all 6. Press and also stretch them. 2 more. Excuse me. Last one. Ooh. Ouchie. Give it a little pat. Give it a little pat, pat. My hair be looking crazy. Okay. Other side. Thank you for your debris. I appreciate it. Laying it all the way down, we start with both toes into the air, and we start with our clamshells. And remember, this is either toes long and pointed, or you can do the heels flexed, but try to make sure that we're not sickling the feet as we do this, or supinating. We want to stay with long toes. Show me your ballerina toes. Squeezing the glutes. She's a good dog. She's just a little crazy. I crack up my 3-year-old ballerinas. She lays right there in the circle with them. They just love on her, and she just rolls over and shows them her belly. Okay, I think I was on this side when the phone stopped recording. So fun for me. And look, now the camera's shifting. So let's send the toe long. We do 8 of these. Ready? Tap and lift. I recorded like another 5 minutes. You know, so frustrating. It's okay. We're gonna do this and our internals, and then we will do some teasers, and then we'll do a quick stretch. Let's do one more, because I lost count. And toes together, knees together, and then I'll be done. Okay. Then drop the bottom leg, flex the foot, lift and press. I do remember that right here, I was reminding you not to drop your hip forward, and I was saying that it's not about sending the leg long, it's about lifting the femur in the hip socket in internal rotation. Yes, not about long and out, about straight up to the ceiling and tap. Yep, keeping it internal. I already did this. I didn't know it stopped recording. Apparently my phone was full. For 4 and 3, but I just deleted like a ton of videos. 2 and 1 and relax. Well, I had all the other YouTube videos that I've made fully saved still on my phone. So maybe that makes some sense. I don't know. All right, so we're gonna do our teaser, laying it all the way down. The further your feet are away from you here, the easier this is going to be, because we need a lot of hamstring flexibility and we need a lot of strength in the hip flexors and also flexibility in that hip flexion. So further away, easier. Closer, gonna be much harder. Find the distance that works for you. Keep your legs squeezed together, knees still connected, hinge your right foot out. Inhale, arms to the ceiling. Exhale, chin to the chest, scoop the abdominals, squeeze your glutes. You can always grab behind the thighs if you need and roll yourself up. At the time that your shoulders are coming close to being over your hip bones, we want to start flattening out our spine, tailbone down, sternum lifts. Inhale, exhale, scoop the abdominals, tilt the pelvis, and slowly roll it all the way down. We're just going to do one more, switching feet. Inhale. Exhale, chin into the chest, scoop the abdominals, tilt the pelvis, squeeze the glutes, roll it up, start to flatten out that spine, tailbone down, sternum lifts, reach for the toes. Inhale, exhale, scoop the abdominals, roll it down, vertebrae by vertebrae, all the way down. Ah. All right, we had to do it. Well, I had to do it twice. Hope it was even, but it's okay. Let's do a quick hamstring stretch today. I love a good hamstring stretch. So let's start with just one foot tucked up and the other foot straight out in front of you. We want to find hip square and really flexing through that foot. And then if we can find a nice long spine position and then hinge forward so that we're in a flat back. Here, I'll turn this way. We always, when we're trying to stretch the hamstrings, we want to find a flat back position here because this is actually targeting the hamstring. Anytime we start to round the spine, we are now pulling at the low back and stretching out the lumbar spine. And your lumbar spine needs some movement, but very little. So we don't want to continually just stretch out our lumbar spine. We really want to focus on those hamstrings. And then we can switch sides, changing which foot, really flex the foot, flat back, hinge from the hips. So it's going to feel like your tailbone is pointing out to the wall behind you and you're reaching your sternum towards your big toe. And if you feel this in the back of your knee, that is okay. Your hamstring also connects at the back of your knee. And it may also stretch the calf, which is also okay. Could also feel some stretch in the bottom of the foot. Okay, I could go on forever. I won't. I digress. And look at that. The dog has barked and class is over. Okay, love you. Bye-bye.